Good morning. I wanted to show you a little bit about creating your paper in Google Docs. So I'm going to go up to your waffle. I'm going to click Docs. And I wanted to show you that you could be just doing blank, but there are several report options here. There's an MLA report right here. There's a simple science lab report right here. There's an essay, and there's a Lux report as well as a book report. So all of these have pre-built items in them that will help you create your report. So this one is going to be just your standard English kind of report. So if I click on it, I'll just show you quickly. It's going to have basic layouts such as your name and all of that, and then subheadings for your different sections. At the very end, it will have a bibliography piece here, works cited, in the MLA format. So that's one option. Another option that might be helpful for you is this science lab report, because there's tables and things like that for you to put your data in already created for you. So the science lab report is like this. Again, it doesn't have your name section here, so that might be something that you want to add, but it has a space for you could put a picture here. It's just a placeholder, so if you click on it, you could backspace it to get rid of it, or you can leave it there and put a picture depending on what your teacher wants. Your name is down here instead of up here. So those are all items that you could change and put them in different places if you need to. Again, there's subheadings, but the subheadings are slightly different. They're science specific. So an introduction about your project, the hypothesis of what you are trying to prove in your project, and such as your science fair project, the materials that you're using, your procedure, and then data that you're collecting on your project. This might be something very helpful for science students. Here's references. So instead of cites or works cited, it's called references here. Again, you could adjust that as your teacher needs. You will also see that there's no page numbers added. So I'm just going to show you how you could add page numbers to this document. So usually on a report, you usually don't number your title page, usually. It depends on what your teacher wants. And so if I'm going to insert page numbers, I'm going right here. The page numbers either start on the first page, in this case it would be your title page, or your page numbers would start on the second page. So that's why page number 1 shows on the first page, and on the second example here it shows page number 1 starts on the second page. Those are the only two options at this time. So here or here, page numbers at the top or page numbers at the bottom, depending on what your teacher wants you to do. So I'm going to click this one because this one is what I've seen most commonly, but ask your teacher for where they would like your page numbers to begin. So as soon as I clicked the option that I chose, there's no page number on the title page. The page number starts here. So you can see my number 1 right here. It's a footer because I put the page numbers at the bottom. If it was showing at the top, it would give me a header. I don't have a header. So as I add a second page, page numbers is going to be automatically there. Another thing that is helpful as you are creating a paper is to turn on this tool over here that is called Explore. The Explore tool is going to help you cite quotations. So when I go to Tools and click Explore, it's going to open this box over here on the right. So right now it's finding terms that are in the demo that I created this template. And so all of this is just words that were added automatically, and I would need to get rid of those by selecting them and then hitting backspace. So I'll show you that again. I'm selecting the words that were in here for the demo, and I'm hitting backspace to get rid of them. So when I want to start my paper, I could start it here, and as soon as I type words, they're going to show up over here as possible topics because it's helping me create my paper. I can also click right here and type that same word here. It's going to come up with websites, and this is where you need to be really thinking about what would be a good website to start looking for information or quotations from for your paper. So Wikipedia, probably not the best site. Dictionary.com, probably not the best site. I'm looking for something that is a reputable source. Cod Academy could be a reputable source if I'm talking about a formula for velocity. Just going to move this over here. Here is physics, and I can see all the results here too. So look what happens up here when I click this arrow. It opened a new tab. So my paper is still here, but now it opened a new tab to show me more sites that I can look for. So over here, I'm looking at all right now. I can always change my settings here, and I could look for search settings or advanced search settings. If you're looking for an image, for example, and you want to make sure that it's an image that is okay to copy, so you are obeying your copyright laws, you can also always go to your advanced search to put that these are items that can be, you have a usage right. And so I'm looking at the usage right down here, and I could say that it's free to use or share. That means that I could copy it. If you wanted to take an image and then add something to it, you would want to make sure that you could use or modify. Then I can click Advanced Search, so that when I'm looking for items, it's okay for me to use them so I'm not breaking any laws. Again, I'm seeing these same sites, and so I'm looking for something that's a reputable site. Something that says physics could be, but it's just a .com. I'm really looking for a .edu or something like that. So if my search is not giving me the options that I want, you can go back to your settings and go back to that advanced search and add some more items to your suggestions here. I could say that I want search one site or limit your results to a domain like edu or org or gov. Those all would be reputable sites, so I could do that. Now when I search, it didn't like that, so that's okay. I'm going to go back to my settings. And let's just type in just .edu with no comma, and let's see what happens now. Now I have search topics that are only from EDU, so educational sites. This is what I can find from educational sites, which would be a slightly better source for looking for your links. So then I can go here and see if any of this information is something that I could quote in my paper. Remember, at any time, you can go back to your report and you can see that these links are right here. One of the things that you can do when you see these items pop up here, you can click on the quotation and it's going to cite it for you as a footnote. So if I click here, it's telling me that I'm going to cite something from this website. And if I go down to the bottom of my paper, it's going to have that citation down there of wherever it came from. So it's right here. It says, what is velocity? I got it from the Khan Academy and it's citing it here. If you wanted to put this at the bottom of your paper, of course, because maybe it put it in the wrong spot, whatever, you can always do a Control C and put it down under here under references, Control V. Now I moved it so it's in the location that I wanted it. It's still here because all I did was copy it to make sure that it copied right, and then I can go back and get rid of it. It's here. Okay, so you can use the Explore tool under Tools. The other couple of tools that you might want to use on your paper is your spelling and grammar check. You can also look at a word count to see how many words that you're using. You can translate your document. You can use a dictionary if you have that available. And of course, if you do not have any of these tools available, remember all you would have to do is open another tab over here and you can look for spelling. I'm spelling it wrong just so to show you what it came up with. I spelled this word wrong. It's telling me how to spell it. So just by typing in spelling colon and then trying to spell the word, it's going to spell it that way if any time some of these tools aren't available for you. Have a great day, students.